to find a purpose. You know, a lot of people don't have any purpose. I talked to somebody the other day, a younger person, he's probably like 27 years old, and he's talking about like he didn't have a purpose. He was just trying to get money. And I'm like, yeah, I used to think like that too, but you can't think like that. You got to find something that makes you happy, something where you can help others or something, right? But at least that's how it makes me happy, right? You know, it'll reduce your stress, right? Help you live longer, right? Hopefully, you know, many people work, go home, you know, repeat, and feel empty every day. And I've done that. And then, but, you know, having something meaningful in your life reduces stress. Some people have kids, you know, that helps them, their purpose, you know, but they got to have purpose too that makes them happy for themselves, right? When those people aren't around, like when your kids leave the house or when your wife isn't there or whatever, right? Or whatever, you know, your husband's not there, whatever, you know, you got to have something you got to do that's on your own, not just leaning on everybody else all the time, right? Build something, right? I started building garden boxes one year, you know, so just I didn't know, but I do teaching. I teach, and, you know, I do YouTube, you know, I garden, and I like to learn. I always like to learn. For me, you know, it creates, you know, basically creativity. You know, being creative keeps me engaged and productive. You know, and when I retire, like a lot of people do, and they stop, right? A lot of times they don't last very long. So when I retire, I'm going to continue my purpose, whichever what I'm doing, you know. I might have 3 YouTube channels by then. That was my plan. You know, this one's been growing fast, by the way. So thank you. You gotta, you know, what we gotta do, our purpose, right? It keeps us curious. We're always curious about stuff. We're learning. We're being creative, right? And then it keeps us busy, right? It keeps us contributing, you know, for a reason to get up in the morning also, right? And then, you know, so it basically could be one of the best habits for longevity. So anyway, like, comment, and subscribe.